Well, spring has finally sprung across most of the Great Lakes region, and with that, the hunt for fresh walleye fillets has begun.
It's Friday Fishes, straight out of Detroit Road. Now that's chicken pot pie right there, we give them the old do-si-do. Who says size don't matter? It's Friday Fishes.
And it's also that time of year where you're going to start to see an increase in social media posts where people are going to be asking what these grotesque wart-like things are. Are they tumors? Can we eat the fish? Do they pose a health risk? Are they harmful to the fish? Will they kill the fish? What actually causes these? You know what? Let's talk about it. First, let me say that I'm neither a fisheries biologist, scientist, nor a doctor, but what I do know is that these can only be one of two things, either lymphocystis or dermal sarcoma. Both are viral-caused diseases that produce warty growths on fish's skin and its fins. To the naked eye, both diseases are incredibly similar, and there's really no way of telling them apart other than an actual diagnosis under a microscope. Despite what many anglers think, these infections actually occur all year long. However, they are more prominent in spring during the spawn, and that's why they are also referred to as cold water warts. Now, if you've ever been lucky enough to witness walleyes in their spawning activity, you know that they congregate in great numbers and they rub up against each other. And that is when these viruses spread from fish to fish through that physical contact. Despite the ugly appearance, these diseases are not known to infect humans. In fact, I have kept my fair share of mildly infected walleyes to eat. The ones that were heavily covered, I just simply released. Skinning the fish removes the affected tissue. Proper cleaning and preparation while thoroughly cooking the fish will always be your safest route when it comes to eating any fish, regardless of species. Now, in addition to those media posts, there is another popular one that circulates around this time of year as well. This one seems to get those weaker stomachs clenching their butt cheeks a little tighter than normal. Please welcome the adult tapeworm. Walleye are indeed susceptible to tapeworm infestations. You may know, or havingly knowing or unknowingly, notice them in the bottom of your live well, cooler, or bucket after the fish have sat on ice and the host fish expires. Just last week, Linda and I decided to keep a few fish. Once we got home, I put them on ice, took an hour's nap, woke up, made coffee, started cleaning, and sure enough, we had 3 of them in the bottom of our cooler. It's important to know that tapeworms in walleye are a relatively common occurrence, particularly around the Great Lakes region, influenced by factors such as their diet and the ecosystem they inhabit. Can humans get tapeworms from eating walleye? Huh! Absolutely, you bet your ass we can. Humans can contract the tapeworm by consuming raw or undercooked walleye that contains the tapeworm cysts in its flesh. However, this is easily preventable by cooking the fish thoroughly and being aware that smoking, pickling, marinating walleye in such as lime juice for ceviche do not kill tapeworms, their eggs, or the larvae. Besides tapeworms, walleye can also host other parasites like roundworms, flukes, and copepods. Now keep in mind there are dozens and sometimes hundreds and even thousands of identified species under a common name. Take for example the common name copepods. There are nearly 13,000 species known and over 25 of them are here in the fresh water. Now I know we've all seen this one before. This is known as the yellow grub. It's very common in our yellow perch and sunfish like bluegills, pumpkin seeds, largemouth, smallmouth, rock bass. Flukes are parasitic flatworms, and again, there are many different species of flukes. Another popular one I'm sure you've seen are the black grubs, also called black spot disease. In fact, the black spots that you can see and feel if you rub your finger over them, they are small hard cysts in the fish's skin and flesh. The life cycle of the parasite is quite fascinating. A fish-eating bird, such as a blue heron, cormorant, merganser, or seagull, eats an infected fish. The black spot cysts mature in the bird's intestine. The adult worm passes eggs with the bird's poop. When the poop reaches the water, the eggs hatch into free-swimming organisms, which then make their way into aquatic snails for further development. Finally, after leaving the snails, they burrow into the skin of fish and form a cyst. If an infected fish is consumed by the bird, guess what? The cycle repeats itself. Another post I see a lot of is in regards of hitchhiking parasites. Check this out. Little did I know until speaking with DNR officers from Michigan and Ministry of Natural Resource officers from Ontario that these are simply freshwater leeches. I had no idea that there were so many different species of them divided into 40 genera and family groups. Here on Lake St. Clair, Detroit River, and Lake Erie, there are 3 commonly occurring species. Leeches can be found attached to various sites of the fish, but for the most part, they occur primarily on the pectoral fins and tails. Although they are unsightly and seem like they are only hitching a ride, they can be problematic to the fish, especially if they detach after some time. That area now becomes susceptible to infections. Another parasitic hitchhiker looks a lot like this. And it's funny how much these don't look anything like a walleye forage-based fish, but yet we catch an awful lot of walleye on these worm-like baits. These look more like earthworms, but we don't have earthworms floating about our waters. But what we do have throughout the Great Lakes region are jawless lamprey, and we have a lot of them. Walleye do eat juvenile lamprey. Sometimes I like to examine the stomach contents of my catch, and on several occasions I have discovered lamprey. It's not often we find lamprey attached to walleye because their preferred prey are soft-scaled fish like salmon and trout. But sometimes we do come across one here and there. And thanks to Captain Jay Gallagher from Fishfly Charters for sharing this content. Now we can see it firsthand.
Baby lamprey, just for you. Nasty little thing. Matching the hatch.
Almost all fish have parasites of one form or another. In my area, perch, bluegill, pumpkin seeds are notorious for the yellow grub, followed by the black spot disease. Far more walleye are infested with tapeworm than we actually know. The tapeworm cysts are found in the flesh of the fish, which is actually what poses the risk to us humans. While the tapeworm itself is only in the intestinal tract, you might want to think twice before trying that walleye ceviche recipe. In all reality, there are more parasites and critters in our fish than we could possibly imagine. Just because we don't see them doesn't mean they aren't there. Cooking your fish to an internal temperature of 145 degrees Fahrenheit effectively kills all tapeworms and parasites. So until next time, be safe out there, enjoy your time out on the water, cook your fish thoroughly, and savor the flavor of the Great Lakes.
Now this ain't no country love song, that's what. Friday's coming, can't wait to go. Break out the Rosalind, the screaming, might grab a net. Is it Friday yet? Is it Friday yet? From Detroit River to Lake St. Clair, catching donkey-sized walleyes, no smallmouth shit. Chicken with the barefoot pins, fishing with style, man, we live it large. Is it Friday yet? Bro, I gotta know. Time to hit the water, let the good times flow. Smashing walleyes out from Lake Erie, oh yeah. It's the weekend, let's get cheery, oh.